And welcome back to another exciting, fantastic episode of the Why Do Boys Make podcast. We are recording on December 17th, 2024. It is a Tuesday evening. We are past the first week of the fantasy football playoffs. 6 teams were in, 4 remain. Who will make it to the championship matchup? We will find out soon. Somebody who will not be making the championship matchup. Still here, even though he's been out of it for a while now. My good friend and co-host, Colin. Colin, how are you doing?
Well, that felt a little unnecessary, but I'm okay. I think the salt's mostly run dry or whatever salt does. It's run out. I'm chilling. I mean, obviously, I don't remember how the seeding would have worked, but I don't know if I was against Brandy, I would have lost. So who cares? And who cares in the end anyway? Because we all know what it's going to be. We all know what it's going to be in the end, but we'll get into that. How are you doing, Corby?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Uh, we're gonna get into the bye week. We're gonna get into the upcoming the playoff picture, the matchups from last week, all of the bad breaks for everybody. But before we do that, we're gonna look at what our yapping friends said in the comment section. All right, so you were Adam last week. I'd like to give you number one, I'd like to give you the opportunity to skip doing voices, but I'd also like to give you the opportunity to be Fitzy instead.
You're giving me the choice, like?
Yeah.
Let's just read the comment.
Damn, I was gonna do Adam in a British
All
accent.
right, we can do a voice. Oh, now you spoiled it. We can do the voices if you want, or you can do the voices. No,
All
no.
right. Adam chimes in and says, "I'm the first comment."
Fitzy says here, hell yeah, hell yeah. Does that sound like Fitzy?
That sounds pretty good. I thought the one last week was maybe a little more accurate for Fitzy.
Oh, I forget what you did.
You forgot what I did.
I forgot.
You forgot what I did.
That's right.
I'll bring it back. No, I won't bring it back.
I hear you. No. He says, I hear you guys talking, but it just sounds like this if we weren't talking The Biggest Loser. All right. Did we talk about this? I forget.
We spoke about this briefly on Sunday. I'm gonna pull it up, and then I'm gonna share the screen. We're gonna play it for a moment and then talk about it again. So yeah, I'm not even gonna introduce it. Let's just check it out.
Ready for this deep dive because today we're going to be looking at a document, and it's strange and kind of funny.
Yeah, what's so interesting about this document is that when you first look at it, it just seems like way too simple, almost meaningless,
Yeah.
But it's that simplicity that makes you want to look closer.
Exactly. It's like when you find a perfectly smooth something like that. Where do you even start?
Yeah, I mean, it really makes you think differently about language and meaning.
Mhm.
Like we want to find patterns and structures and like a message in everything.
Yeah, okay. So you get the gist of it. The idea is that it's AI talking about a document that says pee pee and poo poo on it. And that just feels like I'm just looking at Fitzy's team from this past season. So
No, his team's not that. So I listened to that whole thing. I don't know if you did. And it's like 6.5 minutes long. It feels like listening to it, and I would check every I probably like in the background, and I check every minute, and I'd be like I couldn't believe how little time had passed. When it had finished, I feel like I listened to a 40-minute podcast. It's just so accurate to that kind of, I don't know, just a white noise podcast. That's just it is very silly, but it is also amazing. It's crazy to me again. I mean, we've talked AI is the theme of this year for this podcast and kind of for society, but it's crazy how how spot on it gets everything, and people are talking and their tone and their cadence. It's just crazy, and they make jokes. They're able to analyze it actually. It's just wild, dude. The computer wrote that.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Or Mike, because you were Mike last time. I'll be Mike this time. I see comments from Adam and Fitzy, but only one like. I'll make it 2. Quite the jab. Quite the jab.
He actually does it, so I don't have to. Actually, that's not how I talk, Corby. Corby, any retorts to this?
That's absolutely not how Fitzy talked. So,
I disagree.
Okay, how does Luke talk? Loki thought I was in the queue for the 2 tight end league based on a combo I had with Fitzy, but that's my mistake. Well, Luke, maybe you should talk to the commissioner about being in the league and not one of the league mates. Just an idea, Luke. Venom 1, decent. Venom 2, one of the only movies I considered walking out of the theater. Venom 3, haven't seen. We'll wait until it's on Pluto TV.
Come on, Adam.
There aren't actually 3 Venom movies.
Adam, you know there's 3 Venom movies. Come on, you're just acting like ignorant. No way you don't know that. Yeah, I've seen them all in theaters, so they're great. Yeah, 3 was bad. Fitzy says Rocky Horror S++ tier, major oversight. That's more like it. Surprised Mike didn't bring it up either, but it is. You're a big Rocky Horror guy, Corby?
I think it's fine. I think if I watched it now as an adult, I'd probably appreciate it a lot more than. I think I watched it at Sean's house and was vehemently annoyed by it.
No, that's the best place to watch it. To be honest, I thought titular meant iconic. Thank you for educating me, Colin. You're welcome, Fitzy.
I also thought titular meant iconic, so I was very confused by what you were saying. So maybe you're the wrong one. No.
Yeah.
Wow, these impressions are so good. They're incredible. La La Land blows chunks.
Wait, is he? That one almost sounded Scottish. What's this next one?
You saying that's Chris, isn't it? Is so fucking funny. Ha ha ha. Was that you or me?
That was me. Of his like logo, I was like, oh, it's the avatar. I was like, oh, it's because he's playing Chris. I was like, that's Chris.
There's Chris.
It's clearly not Chris.
May the force be with you. That's Chris, isn't it? Here's a fun fact. If you type in Yahoo on your team's name, Yahoo will automatically auto-correct it to Y.
Now, I wonder if that is only if you put the exclamation at the end. Maybe do you think maybe they're afraid people will be like, Yahoo sucks, so they censor their own name. And then one way to find out, I guess.
Yeah, you'll have to do it. The Dollarwood pic I found on a random Flickr account, and then I couldn't find it again. LOL. That's very funny. I laughed out loud. The young girls of Rockfoot and the umbrellas of Cherbourg.
Oh, let's see. I must have missed this further exchange. I saw the original comment and I was like, I don't know what this means. But okay. Oh, they're old musicals, I'm guessing.
I don't know what their age is. I just know that they're musicals.
Well, if they're pre-Grease, they must be pretty old. Oh, my bad. Adam's been watching musicals chronologically. Can't wait till he gets to Grease. Yeah. I spoiled it a little.
Fitzy, if you like La La Land, you will love these movies.
Secret question answer. Mike B will win it all this year, and there will be no upsets because I think your picks were correct. Wow. That aged poorly.
Mike or Chris will win. Well, maybe. That's still there. I'll be you. Fitzy is the Ernie of the board for sure.
Well, let's see what Fitzy says. He says, which one of you is burnt? I meant Ernie Johnson. Is that his name? He does Inside the NBA on TNT. He's like the he's there with Shaq and Kenny and
yes.
And he's the one who's like, all right, so he keeps them on track.
Voice of reason. Yeah.
Right. He's the voice of reason. And I said this because I sometimes I'll put the pot on for a little bit just to make sure, maybe like my editing is good. Also, to hear my self talk, as I've said. And when I was like listening to the interview, I was just like, I was like, Fitzy wouldn't have allowed this to happen. He would have, because it's like literally like 20 minutes long. We just beat the voices all, beat them like dead horses, and I'm just like, Fitzy would write this ship.
Yeah, totally.
Just like Ernie. That's Ernie's job on Inside NBA. So
yeah.
So I don't know if Fitzy actually thought I meant Ernie from Sesame Street or if he was just making a joke. But Corby's definitely Bert. I'm like Ernie's goldfish or something.
Okay. You could take Chris this time.
Oh, that's right. You were Chris last time. Holy shit! Holy shit! I thought I was on the. Again, when Corby started reading my comments, he said he thought it was realistic.
That's what it sounded like.
He says, "Let's ride, Coin," and ride they did. He says, "Thank you for the 10 big booms for his semen-induced name change." He said, "I tried to do the 5 tight end flex in the $100 league." He tried to put a tight end in his super flex, I'm guessing. But I'd love start on Thursday that week, so I was too late. Still got 4 though. That's sick, dude.
Yeah, you can start infinite
Gross.
tight
Colin asked that I remind him that I needed credit for starting 4 tight ends. I missed these comments. Oh, it's 6 hours ago. That I remind him that I need credit for indeed starting 4 tight ends with my season on the line and winning by 1 point. I think it was less than 1 point in the Discord league. If I had made it to the finals, I would have gone back up to 4, but only 3 tight ends was my downfall. Yeah, because I think they must have lost, I guess, week 1 of playoffs. So that's tough. I want to hear you discuss some of your favorite video game music and possibly a memory from that song. Mass Effect 1 credits. Mass Effect 1 credits. What's that called? It's by the Fonts. I forget what it's called. A favorite from Tony Hawk, the part of Red Dead 1 when you ride your horse in Mexico. Maybe a song you listen to independent from playing the game. This has been Fitzy's secret comment question of the week. Thank you for your time and consideration. Any strong thoughts, Corby?
I have so many strong thoughts on this question. Oh God, where do I even begin? The entire Persona series has the best music that I've ever heard in any video game ever. As of recent, I can talk about the music in Brotato. That game's got awesome music. Balatro only has 1 melody, but it is so good that it is worth listening to for hundreds of hours. Shit, I had so many more. The music in Disco Elysium is pretty good.
Oh my god, I love. Well, obviously I do.
The music in the Dark Souls games is really good. Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, the final boss of Dark Souls 1 has like an awesome piece of music. So freaking good. Tony Hawk 1+2 has a song that is like a recent like pop punky soundy type of song, and it's called Sedona, and I can't remember the name of the band, but it fits that game so perfectly. And it's like, again, like it's came out within the past 5 years, and it is so good. It is so corny, but man, it fits that soundtrack so good. So good.
I like the soundtrack from Rock Band. No, I'm joking.
My favorite song on Rock Band is Rebel Girl.
Oh, it's a sick song. See, like I always have a trouble judging video game music that like I like, because I'm like, do I like it because I actually like the music, or do I just like with Disco Elysium? Like I think that's the best soundtrack of all time, but I also think Disco Elysium is like my favorite game of all time. So like, is that influencing that? Maybe. Yeah, Disco Elysium has an amazing soundtrack. The Mass Effect theme, the Virgil theme, the one that's like the Mass Effect 1 menu music. That's awesome. That's so incredibly iconic. I'm not really good at the video game music though, because I know a lot of times I play, I'll either like I might like have something on in the background, like I just turn the music off. I'm not well versed in video game music. Also, I just don't play many. If I play video games nowadays, it's like stuff that doesn't have good music. It's like like sports games or slime racing. So I need to play more narrative games with soundtracks. I'm sure I'd have better answers, but I don't. NCAA 06 had NCAA back in the day. like, you know, it was like college radio almost, you know, because it's a college game. So like, I remember that's where I first heard the Pixies. NCAA 06 is when I first heard the Pixies. They had the bass on the soundtrack. Guided by Voices was on that soundtrack. If you know them, they were on there. I was like, yeah. So I forget what else was on there, but it was sick. So shout out to NCAA 06. That's all I got. Go ahead and leave some comments if you guys have strong thoughts about what video game soundtrack you got. Mike, I want to hear from you. I'm sure you got a lot of. I want to see maybe a few paragraphs down there. Shout out to Stardew Valley also, because
Oh yes,
obviously,
Stardew Valley is
yeah,
incredible.
Stardew Valley has an awesome soundtrack, and you know, I mean, obviously, it was everything in that fucking game was made by one dude.
Yeah,
He made
unbelievable.
so shout out to Concerned Ape.
Concerned Ape Ago. I have not spent a lot of time playing Stardew Valley, but I've spent a lot of time watching Brandy play Stardew Valley, and so I feel like I've played Stardew Valley, and that game is awesome. Great. Also, quick shout out to Alan Wake 2 for having one of the greatest songs in any video game ever made. I am not going to divulge into why, because you should play Alan Wake 2, and it's totally worth it for this one song in this game. Anyways, let's talk about playoff week 1. Before we actually talk about playoff week 1, let's talk about the what if scenario. So, what if Colin and I played this week? You know?
Oh, is that who I would have played? If would I have played you if I was?
No, I just wanted to.
I see.
No, I
You're
just
on
wanted
bye.
to play somebody this week, and I put up 207 points, and Colin put up 140 points. And you know, unfortunately for Colin, he just loses the bye week, and that's just sad for Colin. You know, and I think really what I'm doing here is I'm jerking myself off because this is the first 200 burger of the season for me, and I didn't get to play anybody getting it.
That's funny. Chris also, he didn't set his lineup, but and we can get into that later because we have like a bet about it. But if he had set his lineup, he just didn't have Jaden Daniels in. He had Justin Fields. I think he put up like 190 something, like high 90, 190. I don't think he quite got 200, but it's just funny how like you guys both like dwarfed everybody in the playoffs. Like Brandy was the highest score in the playoffs with like 142. We're about to get into it, but so it's just makes it really like emboldens me to say just like, yeah, it's going to be you guys in the finals. You guys deserve it. The two best teams. And that's really cool to see. I feel like that honestly doesn't happen all that often.
It doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like this feels like something that people we've been talking about for a long time. I still don't believe it until I see it, because I live in reality and fantasy football is a cruel, cruel mistress.
Yeah.
But if it happens, I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised no matter what happens, to be quite honest.
Fantasy football should never surprise you. At this point, we've been playing long enough.
Anyways, I just wanted to shout. I just wanted one more chance to beat Colin this season, and shouts out to Terry McLaurin and Chase Brown for putting up the same exact score, 26.3 points. Cooper Kupp with a nice fat 0.
Shout out to Denver defense.
Denver defense. They're gonna help. They're gonna help me. Let's talk before we get into Brandy's matchup. Let's talk first about the cousin battle. So if I remember correctly, we were all on Team Mike. Even Fitzy was on Team Mike, and he said, Fitzy, this was his lock of the week. And he said that the coin was back on Colby Island, which it totally was. So obviously, we look at this matchup. Chris wins 138 to 101. Did not go the way that any of us had expected. I mean, we were in the room with Mike. We were watching Tua just absolutely fall apart live, and just Mike throw his his head into his hands multiple times and just be defeated. It is horrible. You know, you add insult to injury, like Darnell Mooney putting up absolutely 0 points last night is so disheartening, because he was so good all season long. Like, he got you here, but he couldn't finish the job. It's very sad. Yeah, I mean, that's it. You know, we say goodbye to Mike. The team of destiny, unfortunately, will not be moving forward. So there's only one Mike that remains, and there are two Chris's that remain at this point. And Chris, great week. You scored 138. You would have beaten one of the other I think you would have beaten Chris Cloud and
Brandon.
Right. No, you would have beaten Chris Cloud. So that's great. And hopefully you can get some help on the waiver wire this week because you look like you might need a little bit of help. But
yeah, Chris's score is honestly a little deceptive here. He pretty much had a very similar performance to Mike's team, but he was saved by Josh Allen again, 43.28. So if Josh Allen, doesn't put up, if he had 3 points like two, obviously Josh Allen would never do that. But it's really just the difference of like one quarterback. But this was a bad game by both owners. I mean, I guess not really Chris, but just the fact that one player really kind of carried you here is that's a little frightening for me in the playoffs here. Mike is a clear case of I think the peaky finder we kind of almost came to the conclusion that yes, Mike peaked too early. We were all really high on his team at the beginning of the year. Brees was looking hot. Debo was doing better than this. It was not to be. He still had a good team. He could still end up in fourth or fifth, I guess, right? Not the third place, yeah.
Yep.
Or fifth, yeah. So there's still a dignity to fight for. Shout out to Chris though, good win. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if either of these teams would have made much noise anyway, or will make much noise. But well done, Josh Allen. Really fighting for Lamar for that number one spot.
The downfall of Deebo Samuel will be studied.
What the hell, dude?
This is
so
the
sad.
First, not to make this about myself. This is the first year I've drafted him since his rookie year. He's been absolute shit outside of like 2 or 3 really great weeks at the beginning of the season. This is all my fault. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry.
You always talk shit about him every year.
I know, and
then you finally draft him, and I remember at the beginning of the year, you're like, "Oh, this guy's good. I'm having fun."
I'm fucking vindicated. I am fucking vindicated. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks. He's not even going to be on that team next year.
Honestly, this year he sucks. Not just like it's not just like he's not getting the ball. No, he doesn't look good. He sucks.
Absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of dog shit, Chris Cloud unfortunately succumbs to the dog shit. We say goodbye to Chris Cloud. Really appreciate all of the effort this season. Amazing team name. We're going to get into this name change as well. You finished the season in the regular seeding as 6th place out of 7-7. You're vying for 5th and 4th place at this point. And Brandy pulls off the victory. Is the highest scoring team in the playoffs this week. Missing projections by 1 point, I think on account of Sincere McCormick going down with an injury, which is unfortunate, as we'll get into the transactions momentarily. But your main men, Jonnu Smith comes through, very helpful. Brock Bowers has a off week, which is an opportune time to have an off week. I'd say Rashad Bateman is finally paying dividends here. Look at 3 catches, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Love to see it. We're just hopeful that Jonathan Taylor can remember to hold on to the ball when going into the end zone. Next week, we'll see what happens there. Nico's great, like always. A pretty strong week relative to the average of the league, and your highest scoring week in a long time. So maybe you have peaked now, but you just have not hit that peak just yet.
This is a case of another team, Chris Cloud, that peaked early in the year and hasn't really been in his stride for a while. You look at his bench and he's got Jerome Ford and Romeo Doubs, so you can look in hindsight, but even if he had started his optimal lineup, he's not getting close to that with his quarterbacks putting up a combined 15 points. Brandy's team did well. Also, Kansas City defense. This was put up 21. Obviously not a defensive victory because Brandy won by so much, but it just helps. Shout out to Brandy for starting to Devon Vele, continuing to be their totem. And with, depending on the Sincere McCormick and probably not starting Devon Bailey next week, or maybe might have to, because I'm looking at the bench and it's not looking good. So again, good for Brandy. This is probably their best score in probably 10 weeks, I think. And it was good to get a win. You might get in third. You'll be fighting for that 3rd place game for sure. And well done. Or, like Corby was saying earlier, any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
The game ain't played on paper. When the guys get out there on the field, who knows? Maybe Corby will score 110. I doubt it though. But you know what? For all the shit I've talked, here you are. You're in the 2nd round of playoffs. Well done.
For a first time in the playoffs, I'd say that this is a pretty good start for Brandy, and things will continue to look up in their way.
Yeah.
And I just want to, for the sake of the pick'em, me and Colin both had this as our lock of the week. Fitzy picked Brandy, but not the lock of the week, and said that we were brave. And the coin picked Chris Cloud as its lock of the week. So those are the matchups that we're going to talk about this week. I don't really care about the other ones. I'm sorry, guys.
No. Yeah.
The championship looks like this. 4 teams remain. In the consolation bracket, we have Tyler versus Fitzy. We've got Taylor versus Adam. We've got Colin versus Eric. Colin's gonna have a nice revenge game this week. We'll talk about that. And then, like we said, Mike versus Chris Cloud. For the record, we all went 1-1 this week. We were perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I don't feel like reading all those numbers, so I'm not gonna do that.
You can just look at them if you're watching.
Well, let's just. I'll just leave it like this and we'll just play some
moment
music.
of silence.
Yeah. All right. Moment of silence. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Let's begin.
I don't know why you're crying. This was victorious. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. Hindsight. Yes. All right. Let's look at the free ones first. Baltimore defense for Mike for $0 is a good get. Patrick Taylor for $0. Good get. Awesome. Love to see it. Sincere McCormick for $17 with no other bids on it. There should be another bid under Sincere McCormick's name. And it should be for $16 because if you look right below, you'll notice that Justice Hill went for $16 to me. Now, in some sort of dark haze, as we were wrapping up last week's podcast, I was putting a waiver claim in for Sincere McCormick. I was talking about Sincere. And I somehow hit Justice Hill without looking and added all my fab. I then woke up on Wednesday morning and Brandy said, "You got your guy." I said, "What do you mean I got my guy?" Brandy says, "Justice Hill." And literally all of the color drained. I wish Brandy was here to tell the story. The color drained from my face. I could just feel my heart sink. And lo and behold, Justice Hill was on my bench. I had spent all of my fab, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, again, hindsight. He scores 19 points, but like he pops off from time to time. It doesn't mean I'm going to start Justice Hill, but I guess he is now my totem, and I love him. And Keon Coleman for $3, you get what you pay for.
Well, okay, so and Sincere McCormick got hurt, so it's like, like you really won this. And then to pick up Justice Hill, you dropped Keon Coleman. Then Chris picked him up a few days later for a $3 bid. Nobody else obviously even contended that. He ended up with one catch for like 64 yards. So there you go.
You
started him.
Yeah, you started him.
You got to start. There you go.
Got to start. Speaking of start, I have to start hitting the right buttons. Let's start with the only name change of the week. And that would be Sergeant Penis. Welcome to the fold, Sergeant Penis. This will probably be... No, I say this now. I say this will probably be the last name change of the season, but I doubt that. I'm sure I'll change my name. I'm sure that I'll change his name or something, but this will probably be Chris's final name, if I had to guess. Sergeant Penis, he ends the season at a nice 7-7, 6 of 12, 5 booms on the boom meter.
He's keeping with the theme. So he's also doing just a litany of penis names also in Discord League. Is he doing this in the $100 League?
I don't think so. I think he's had the same name in the $100 League for like 3 years.
Is it just Chris or something, or are you gonna look at it?
It's hot. It's hot food.
Okay, so
I just got a notification that the Falcons are benching Kirk Cousins.
Oh, that's why Brandy has him on the bench.
Jesus Christ. That's
Brandy has no starting quarterback. Who's the and they spent all their fab on McCormick. Who's the backup there?
Michael Penix Jr.
Oh, sick! Does Fitzy still have him? Didn't he pick him up?
Let me double check and see if Fitzy still has Michael Penix Jr. And he does not.
Is he a free agent? Yeah. Put the bid in, Brandy. Oh, this will be controversial.
Should I block Brandy?
Yeah, you should. You definitely should.
I have higher waiver priority. That
Yeah.
would be so evil.
And then maybe someone with money who's out of the playoffs will pick him up. It'll be some controversy.
This could be. This could be
some drama.
This could be the rebirth of Kyle Pitts. This could be Kyle Pitts.
I guess.
No, I don't know. Yeah, this is breaking news. I didn't hit the breaking news button, but now I have a lot to think about tonight. Do I betray my wife's trust and put a claim in and blow my top priority on Michael Penix Jr.?
Oh, I have $5. I'm putting a bid in.
Oh man. Oh brother. Okay. Thanks for that breaking news. Welcome back to the Yahoo comment of the week. So we've got a few here, and I've got a very special one at the end that I'm gonna show off something. So this is from Jake Hayner. His mom is hot though. Have we already talked about this year?
No, I didn't know this was a thing. Is this like a meme? I've never heard this.
I don't know. Who did we talk about earlier this year?
With a hot mom?
Yeah, somebody. We talked about somebody having a hot mom. I'm gonna show. I googled Jake Hayner mom.
She's got a big forehead,
and that is what Jake Hayner's mom.
She's a very beautiful woman, but I mean, it's a strange comment.
It's a very strange comment.
It's not, it's not like she's, she's beautiful.
Is Jake Hayner's mom hot? Comment below.
Yeah, rate her down below. Give her a rating. Smash her pass.
I'm not saying that.
Wait, who's hot mom? What are you talking about? We talked about a player's hot mom?
I don't know who
I don't know.
We're going to just say I don't know 100 times.
Who cares? I don't know.
Thanks, Brian J, by the way. Forgot to shout out Brian J. Kyle Pitts, Robert, says, heard this dude doesn't even wipe after number 2, just stands up and walks out.
That's sick.
Good one. Sick is definitely the word.
Who thumbs that down? Kyle Pitts, was that you?
Kyle shits. Michael Pittman. Tyler says, this guy has the clap.
Cash, come on.
Come on, Cash. I get it. You're mad about fantasy, but that's the way it is. Darnell Mooney. Die, to be honest. Thank you, David. Dude. Somebody was very salty.
He took it personal.
Yeah, he certainly took it personal. And this is the last still comment that we'll see. Zayan says, Alhamdulillah.
Is that like Arabic for something?
I don't know, but oh no, fuck. Can I not? Hold on one moment. This is gonna take me a second to pull something up. I should be able to. Yes. I'd like to present you with my Windows Media Player. I went to this guy's comment because I was curious. Let's see that. He comments this a lot. Is the video playing?
Like noise?
No, there's no noise.
Yeah, no. I see the scrolling. Wow, yeah. This is how. Yeah, he's. Oh,
and he posts some big ones here. The brother is correct. Never use the flex on Thursday. If you have okay. He's mansplaining fantasy football.
Yeah.
Inshallah. MashaAllah. Yep. Non-believers in God, don't listen, my brother. May the Almighty God them.
Okay.
AstroTurf related injuries. But yeah, what do you think?
So Alhamdulillah is an Arabic phrase meaning it just means like you're thanking God. Thank God. So he's thanking God. Do you know any Arabic phrases? I hear inshallah a lot. Inshallah means if God, hopefully God likes that. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, I am not familiar with any phrases of that language. So thanks for the
Algebra.
algebra. Is that an
That's
Arabic?
that's Arabic or something.
Oh.
Algebra, I don't know. Let's keep going. It is, I think.
All right. Let's move on to the week 2, the playoff preview. I gotta stop hitting the wrong fucking buttons. The final Chris Bowl of the season starts here with Chris Patnode fresh off a bye, fresh legs, versus the new team of destiny. We have lots of teams of destiny here, and that would be Chris Colby. So it's gonna be. Is Josh Allen gonna be Josh Allen again? Is he gonna need to be Josh Allen again? I think is the question. Caleb Williams. I'm really gonna go line by line here and give my opinions because I don't have anything written down. Caleb Williams is gonna have to do something because he looks defeated out there. I feel like the Detroit Lions defense is totally beaten up, and this is a winnable game, maybe high scoring, maybe. We'll see. Jacoby Myers, I feel like as long as Aiden O'Connell is back, that would be great for him. Great matchup. Tyreek Hill, sure, why not? He's kind of bum, but sure. Rico Dowdle and Travis Etienne, don't like those options, but why not? Mark Andrews will probably be good. I like that. Quentin Johnson, I don't like that matchup. He's got Patrick Surtain who's gonna jump all over him. I think the Nick Westbrook-Akine experiment is also over. So I'm not sure about that one, but I do like Cade Otton. Cade Otton's good. And Minnesota defense, love them too. It's so hard to pick against the team of destiny because who doesn't love the team of destiny? But I have to use my brain here, and my brain says that Chris P is not only going to win this game, but he's going to win it handily. So I'm going to pick Chris P as my lock of the week.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not gonna lock yourself in. I like the humility.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah. What's up with Tyreek Hill being projected more than Jerry Jeudy? Okay, that's gross. Come on, this dude's been killing it. Yeah. I'm. Thanks for going over it line by line, so I don't need to. Just listen to what Corby said because Chris's team is much better. Chris's team is much better than Chris's team. Is what I think. No, yeah, Chris P is a great team, an amazing team, an awesome team. Maybe some are saying it the best. I've tons of people are saying it. They're calling it the best team. The 1 weak spot, not last week, this past week, but maybe. Well, is DJ Moore kept doing good, right? Yeah, he's fine. Is the cokehead Jalen Coker had an awesome game, mostly because of one play. But I just don't know how viable that is down the stretch. But if Sincere McCormick doesn't play, he's got Alexander Madison, and I want to see Alexander Madison starting in a playoff game. So let's make it happen. Yeah, I'm picking Chris P. Easy pick. You've been carried far enough, Chris, by Chris Colby, by your just luck and happenstance. A decent team that the buck stops here.
Why do you like the name the Cokehead as like a nickname or something? Because you keep saying it.
I thought that's what they call him.
I certainly hope not. I want to put Fitzy's pick out there. Fitzy is going with Chris Colby, and he says Fitzy picks the team ... of destiny. And I also want to put out there that the please welcome back the Chip. The Chip is going tails and is also going with Chris Colby.
Bold. I like it.
Okay. Final matchup of the week. So it's me versus Brandy. This is a tale as old as time. Brandy and I have been butting heads since 2012. This projection is about to change because of this Kirk Cousins news. And depending on what happens with the waiver wire, things could go pretty sideways pretty quickly. But before we really dive into the current matchup, I thought we could take a quick detour and go to Mike's Memories Extended Cut, where we look back at every single matchup that Brandy and I have ever had so far. And in the first time that we ever linked up here, I believe, was in 2021, because Brandy took over, I think, week 6 of 2020 after some crazy lore happened that I'm not going to divulge here. I wanted to just pull this out here. This was the Brady year. This was the first year of the podcast. You know, this was incredible stuff. This was the GOAT Tom Brady. Baker Mayfield was not who he was. Buster Badfield back then. Now he's good. Robert Woods, squeak wheel applied. Like, he was great. Najee Harris was, I think, a rookie at this point. He was catching a ton of balls from rapist Ben. And Devonta Smith was I believe a rookie here too as well. And he was good because there was no AJ Brown. And then look at the flip the other coin. We've got Travis Kelce putting up great numbers. Who's not putting up great numbers? Sam Darnold and Ryan Tannehill, Brandy's darling Ryan Tannehill. I remember being really jealous that Brandy got Ryan Tannehill for so cheap because I thought he was good value. And boy, do I eat those words. Any thoughts on this matchup here, Colin?
Chase Edmonds is just a guy who like disappeared from the ether. I remember trying to think of him for some reason. I think the other day, I think I was playing like the NFL grid game. I just could not remember his name for the life of me. Also, shout out to Allen Robinson and Corey Davis, just two guys.
That's yucky.
Two guys who just hurt a lot of people. But no, it looks like this feels like that this coming week will give me deja vu.
But yeah, so I won the first matchup that we had pretty handily. Brandy was at this point 5-9 in the season, or finished the season 5-9, and I came in third because 50 steamrolled me in the semifinals of fantasy playoffs. And the next time we met up, I wish I had the week written down, but I'm a dumbass and I didn't. It was much closer this time. There is some parity here, though. You see Rashad Bateman still in Brandy's lineup, putting up decent numbers. Love to see it. Jalen Tolbert. Brandy was still starting Jalen Tolbert back then. Look at Antonio Gibson with 20 points. Shouts out to George Kittle with 0 points. Now I had Travis Kelce, 26 points. You know, Travis is gonna go off for me. I'm starting Rashad Penny. God, oh Jesus Christ Almighty. This was the Trevor Lawrence year that I ended up trading Trevor. I think that was when Daniel Jones was really good. Or no, was it? I don't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. All that matters here is that I won this matchup too, and begun my record against Brandy at 2-0.
It's a big meaty man right there I saw on your team.
Look
at AJ Dillon. He got 20.
Fuck that guy. I hate him. Talk about guy. Oh,
jeez.
And then we met again. We met again this season because we played. I believe we played week 1 of this year, and it did not go well for Brandy this week. I almost doubled them up. Joe Flacco having 0 points certainly does not help. Michael Carter, look at all these single digits. Oh, there he is, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Corey Davis is back.
Corey Davis is back with 1 catch for 9 yards. Yeah, I had a pretty good week this week. 145. You know, that's fine. Daniel Jones, love that guy.
You still love him?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Give him a chance on a good team, huh?
What's the hate? Yeah, put him on the Pats. And then,
oh shit!
Last year, if you remember last year, my team was fucking dog shit, and Brandy pulls off the first victory by a very minimal margin, and I think that we can attribute that to a bunch of people here: Will Levis, James Cook, Devin Singletary. I'm starting Devin Singletary. Good Lord. Michael Mayer in the tight end spot is absolutely fucking disgusting. Look at Royce Freeman. Are you kidding me? This is unbelievably bad. This is a roster that I look at and I'm just absolutely ashamed of myself. And Brandy had DK then too. Who's Jaron Hall?
I think he was the Vikings backup. I think I started him I think I almost started him in the championship against Mike or against Adam. I think this year.
Incredible.
Yeah, this was a clear defensive victory.
Yeah, absolutely clear defensive victory. LAD with 27 points certainly cemented this for Brandy. And yeah, so that's the that was the only victory that Brandy's had so far, because earlier this year I put up 58 points on Brandy, and I thought we could go back down that memory lane. Shouts out to Alec Pierce, 0 points. Shouts out to Jerome Ford, 1.4. Yeah, I just wanted to. This is the tale of the tape, right? This is the league of record. This is what it's all about. And I'm not giving up an inch here. I'm gonna take a mile, and I'm gonna end Brandy's fantasy football season starting this Sunday. And I'm picking myself. I'm going to the championship this year.
So you're talking like it's a lock.
It's not a lock, but I'm manifesting it. I refuse to lock
You
myself.
don't need to manifest it. Kirk Cousins is out. He's not already sitting. So, you were going to wipe the floor anyway. Your projection is 162, which in the modern era of this league is just outrageous. Again, Chris isn't too far behind, too. You guys are just so, like, head and shoulders, knees and toes above the league. Yes, obviously I'm picking Corby. I'm going to lock it in. I'm excited for next week, where we can have some real discussion about like really what next week will look like and who will win between Chris and Corby. Chris Patnode probably, but once again, destiny has its way. It has it's a fickle mistress, and it may be on Brandy's side this week, but I doubt it.
I will be holding my breath until the final kneel down happens on Monday night. Want to know why? Because I've lost a championship matchup by a kneel down. I will not take anything for granted, no matter what.
So that wasn't this league, was it?
2 tight end league.
All right.
Derek Carr, go straight to fucking hell, you bastard.
Oh shit.
And for the record, I'm gonna say Fitzy's pick here. Actually, I'm gonna read it. The battle for the bedroom means someone sleeping in the nursery. Brandy, I hope you like the diaper pail smells. Lock of the week is Corby. And I also want to mention that the Chip also picked me as the lock of the week. So you know what's about to happen? I'm about to lose because you all picked me as the lock of the week.
No way.
All right. Bets of the week. Let's go over what we did last week. We did Colin versus Corby in the 2 tight end league, which I won. That was a straight up head-to-head with Colin. Adam versus Colin. I took in a straight up head-to-head matchup in this league, in which I won, or I lost. Colin picked himself and won. We also have Broncos versus Colts, where Colin's name is written twice here, but there's no way that I would pick the Colts. So I'm going to assume that I won that one because the Broncos pulled off the victory. And then we also had the Battle of the Bye, where Chris P versus me in points, where I squeaked out a victory with a nice 2 hundo burger.
Yeah, like I said, Chris didn't set his lineup, so you probably would have won, even if you didn't do that good. But even without a quarterback, you would have won this, and he scored like 190 something. Like, this is what I want to see next week. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good game. Also, the 2 tight end one was really close. It was like I think before last night, like I was filling these out, and I just put myself as a win. I don't know if you might had some people or something, but
yeah, count this.
Did you do good?
No.
All right, maybe I don't know why I put myself as a winner. But at some point, I think I was just looked like I was going to win, and I guess I didn't. So, well done. I guess it's time for some new bets.
Okay, let's.
I think let's run it back, and I think Chris is going to outscore you this week. Chris P.
Okay, I'll run it back. It'd be crazy if me and Chris P both lost.
That would be insane.
That would be incredible.
That would be so
dramatic.
You guys You guys would face off in the third place game. That'd be wild.
I'll be sick of that.
So sad.
Be incredible. Oh God. Okay, so now with the news, with the news of Michael Penix Jr., Colin, we're running it back. Is Zach Ertz playing this week?
Oh, I know. I hope so. Yeah, he's in the concussion protocol.
Oh shit. Okay.
So
Well,
I feel like he might not.
That's fine. That's fine. Who you have Tucker Kraft? Would you do?
Tucker.
Would you do Kyle Pitts versus Tucker Kraft?
Oh, sure.
Whoever your starting tight end is. If Zach Ertz plays, you can start.
It is Tucker Kraft. It's who I'm going to start. So.
All right, Tucker
Put
Kraft
it
versus
in. Tucker Kraft versus Kyle Pitts. I'm happy with that.
Put it on the board. I'm giving you $5.
No, I don't know. How many did he have last week, Pitts? Do you know?
He had 6 points.
All right, that's more than Tucker Kraft.
He had 4 targets.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft had like 5. So there you go. It's a battle. It's a. Although he does have Michael Penis thrown to him, he's got to spread those targets between him and Moody and London. I don't know. It'll be tough.
Kyle Pitts hasn't had double-digit points in fantasy since week 8.
He had it. He had his. You know what? If you looked at his peaky finders, he definitely hit his peak too early this year.
He did. He did.
But it was a glorious time. It was like, Kyle Pitts, it's finally happening.
And then it's.
Well, I don't think it was really Kirk who fell off, and then it just fucked him over. But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I didn't.
All right, Kyle Pitts versus Tucker Kraft.
That's a good bet right there. So this was a bet we made 2 weeks ago, but remember I forgot to put it in the doc.
Oh yeah.
But I beat Corby in basketball.
Yes, you beat me in basketball.
I need to say that.
5-4. Yes, for sure.
Yes, that was a close one.
Yeah, put that in there. So
yeah, we'll put that in.
Get the tally.
Beat him in basketball.
Beat me in basketball. Whatever.
You beat me in the 2 tight end.
That's what really matters here. I don't know if you know this, Colin, but the Denver Broncos are playing the Los Angeles Chargers on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, that's easy. I'm taking the Chargers for sure.
Oh, that means I'm taking the Broncos.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good matchup. I think the Chargers could definitely get that one out.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to win that one for sure.
Really?
No.
I think they will.
Chargers stink. Chargers stink.
Let's at least do one more so we can make it even, so that we can do like we did this week, where we could cancel each other out. Or I guess if you don't count the basketball one. Let's do a 2 tight end bet. Since you are, what are you, the 1 seed there?
I am the 1 seed, correct.
Who's Corby playing this week? He's playing Devin, who just put up 232 points.
Oh God!
Which, by the way, was the second most points in the playoffs this week. Shout out to who's Friar Pat. Oh, of course it's Jake. Yeah, shout out to Jake for putting up 235. It's insane. So I think Devin's gonna beat you. He's got the hot hand.
Oh God!
You're projected more by him by more than 20 points. Has he set his lineup? Oh no,
he doesn't have Tommy DeVito is hurt.
That's his only quarterback. Fuck. Does he have money? Can he get penis?
He doesn't have any money.
Oh no! Shit.
I'm putting in a claim for Penix right now. Good call. Good call. Give me that shit.
Wait, how did he score that much? That was with DeVito putting up. He started DeVito. He's had an amazing week.
He can still do it then.
You're right. He started DeVito and Nick Westbrook-Akine.
Oh God.
Yeah,
he still put up he still put up that much? What
and
the
Goff and Terry and mostly Goff, but then everyone else had like 20. Yeah,
all right, if you can take Devin, I'll bet on myself.
Of course I can take Devin.
I'm going to the championship.
I'm not taking
both
Devin.
of these leagues. You're not?
No, he's not a quarterback.
He scored 230 points with all these same guys.
That was a fluke. How much did he score the week before? He scored 128. Yeah, it's
okay.
fluky.
Fair enough.
All right, let's run it back with us. Then I think I'll outscore you.
No, not gonna happen.
No. Okay, good. Yeah. We'll just do. What was the other one we did? The Broncos. So hopefully. Do you have any more bets?
No.
Hopefully next week, maybe we can get Adam on here or something, or a guest.
We will definitely be looking for a guest next week for sure for the grand finale of the season, and then planning to have another episode after that for the wrap of the whole season. For those of you still listening.
Yeah, a quick last one. Just congratulate Corby on his victory.
Oh please, again, that I am not. This is. I am not expecting anything. Expect nothing.
I'm expecting Corby to win. I think his team is better.
Okay. With all of that in mind, we close the big book of bets, and I thank you all again for always being here, as we'll always be here for you from like August to December. Well, I guess January this year. So if you could do us a huge favor and like and subscribe. Please comment below. Comment anything you want. It doesn't have to be about fantasy football. It can be about music. It can be about your favorite things from this year. We should talk about our favorite things that we've done this year next week or something like that. I don't know when we're gonna record next week due to the fact that it's Christmas. Us white boys celebrate Christmas, and so we'll figure that out.
I thought we were gonna record on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm sure you've got nothing better to do.
I'm doing stuff in the week, but not after I put the kids to bed.
I mean, okay, maybe we can.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You let me know.
I will let you know. And we'll let you know. And whatever happens, there will be a podcast next week. Colin, thank you so much for joining me as always. Again, sticking through to the end. Really appreciate the dedication. As always, good luck this week. I'm Corby.
I'm Colin.
And gamers, game on.
On a Sunday morning, sun barely up. Corby's got his coffee, fills his lucky cup. Brandy's a lot upset, she's gleaming with pride. In this house it's war, sweet love set aside. Corby's quarterback's been on a winning streak. Brandy's running back has been looking sleek. Now it's kickoff time, the tension's set to rise. Two hearts on the line, under football skies. Oh, Corby and Brandy, love and war collide. Fantasy football right by their side. Where it takes the glory, the love score keeps holding hands at night, dreaming in deep. Second quarter comes, Brandy cheers her fate. Her wide receiver runs, Corby starts to hate. But a fumble changes sides, twists like a knife. Today they're rivals, yet they're man and wife. Halftime talk ain't sweet, the strategy and plans. Corby's checking stats, Brandy understands. But in those fleeting moments, they share a tender glance. In the game of love, they both got a chance. Oh, Corby and Brandy, love and war collide. Fantasy football right by their side. Where it takes the glory, the love score keeps holding hands at night, dreaming in deep. Oh, Corby and Brandy, love and war collide. Fantasy football right by their side. Winner takes the glory, the love score keeps holding hands at night, dreaming in deep. Dreaming in deep. Second quarter comes, Brandy cheers her fate. Her wide receiver runs, Corby starts to hate. But a fumble changes sides, twists like a knife. Today they're rivals, yet they're man and wife.